Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Tlalit Kitzoni, and until October 7th, I lived in Kfar Aza. I was born and raised in Kibbutz Nirim, which is also in the Gaza envelope area. And 2 years before October 7th, I moved to Kfar Aza because it was close to my working place. I worked in the Yad Mordechai Museum. It's a Holocaust museum and a museum that also talked about the Independence War in 48. In October 7th, in the morning, I found myself in my bedroom. My bedroom is also the mamad, the shelter. So when the alarm started, I said, okay, it's another regular thing. Closed the door and waited for it to be end. I wrote to a friend of mine that I'm going to come to her place in the center of Israel after there will be like a short break. And then I realized that she also in Holon and Tel Aviv has some alarms. And after 10 minutes, there were totally different kind of noises and sounds that I'm not used to hear. Explosions, bombings, and after a few minutes also Arabic out of the window. I got under the bed and stayed there for 13 hours. Luckily, the Hamas people, they were trying to get into my apartment several times. I heard that they were trying, but somehow they didn't insist. The second building, they blew up all the doors. I lived really close to the Dor Tzair, the young generation neighborhood, really right on the fence of the kibbutz. So you can imagine that I've heard everything. I have to admit that I made a decision not to open the news. I didn't want to know what's going on. I said that I need to keep somehow my sanity, and I have to admit that it really helped me. I didn't understand the magnitude of the events, even though I knew that there were also terrorists in Kibbutz Nirim because my parents were there and they were trying to talk with me. The reception was not so good. My father at some point called me and said that he saw terrorists out of the window. They were trying to get into their apartment as well. They didn't insist because the door was locked, so they went to the neighbors and kidnapped Chana Popoel and Nadav Popoel. Chana came back during the deal in November, but Nadav, he was kidnapped alive, and he was alive for a few months in Hamas captivity, and then he was murdered with Yagev Buchstav that was also kidnapped from Kibbutz Nirim. It's hard to explain to people that didn't grow up in this region what it means, the people that around you, like to live in a kibbutz and in a regional council community. I know hundreds of people who were kidnapped, murdered, friends, families, my high school teacher, friends and families of other classmates, and unfortunately also until today, 3 of my classmates are still in Hamas captivity. Tamir Adar, he was part of the emergency squad in Nir Oz, probably was murdered already on October 7th, but his body is still in Hamas captivity. Itai Svirsky, he was kidnapped from Be'eri. 100 days he was alive, and then he was murdered by Hamas. Still, his body still in captivity. And the last one is Tal Shoam. Tal Shoam was kidnapped with his wife and 2 children. They were kidnapped separately. His wife and his 2 children came back during November in the deal, and Tal is still there. He was kidnapped alive. We don't know anything about him. The only thing that we know that he was kidnapped in a car trunk, and that's it. And since then, we don't know anything about him. So I think to understand the magnitude of the events, you need to understand that October 7th, it's actually an ongoing event for us, the communities that are still struggling to bring all our loved ones home. and also the fact that those communities are still displaced. My parents are still displaced in their own country. They live now in a hotel in Be'er Sheva. There are so many stories like mine, but I was lucky. Some weren't, as you all know. So many stories from this horrific day and its aftermath. So many people were and are still part of this tragedy. And now we are going to hear an interview with one of those people, someone that October 7 was the start of a nightmare that lasted 246 days before he was rescued in Mivtza Arnon. I'm excited to invite to the stage Andrei Kozlov to tell us his story in an interview with the journalist from Channel 13, Neria Kraus.
Thank you all so much. Wow.
Hi.
We have a hero with us today.
No.
Not less than that.
I'm not hero.
He's saying no, but I sat with him yesterday. We did some sort of we prepared for today.
A little bit, yeah.
And he's a hero. Trust on me. So I asked him, how should we start this conversation? Because, all of us have so many questions to Andrei. His story is unbelievable. He made an aliyah to Israel. He was kidnapped less than 2 years after, about a year and so.
1 year, yeah.
1 year after the aliyah.
No, after aliyah, 6 months.
6 months after aliyah. And he survived so many months in captivity in Gaza. He met so many hostages there. And he was rescued in the most brave rescue mission of the IDF and the Yamam. And today he's here with us. And we have such an honor of having you here.
Thank you.
And I thought that we should start by asking, why did you decide to talk? Why is it important for you to tell your story to the world?
Only one reason, probably. In my opinion, people, they have to know what happened in this day, and it's really important not only for Jews, it's important for everybody.
And it's not the easiest thing for you to do, to stand in front of an audience and start talking about your personal experiences.
I don't know why, but it's not so difficult for me. And I can talk about it freely, and I don't shy, I don't hide anything, I just talk it through.
Tell me about October 7th. What were you doing next to the border? Why were you next to the kibbutzim?
Yeah, I was security on this event, on the Nova, 2 days. It's just haltura, it's 1-2 day works. My task was to get out people who didn't have tickets. And yeah, security, yeah.
So you're in charge of the people that tried to get in the party, but they didn't pay?
Yep, right. And all this time in captivity, terrorists, they told me, and they called me bad security.
You're the bad cop.
Yeah, after in 8th of June, I told them, you are bad security.
So you're there at the Nova, and you're making people leave. By the way, I think you probably saved some people there when you caught them, and they had to go home in the middle of the party, so they weren't there in the morning.
It was a little bit... Can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah. So you were there, and you're as a security guard, and do you remember the moment when it started?
It was something like 6.5, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so do you remember the moment when it started?
6.5, and the rocket started, and you see like several rockets. They start to send it, and I already saw something like that. It was in May 2022. Yeah, 2022, and I was then in Tel Aviv, and for me it was like, no, Mala thought, okay, I will go to some shelter. So in May, it was okay. In 7th of October also, okay, they sent rockets. And it was 6.5, they finished this festival, Nova. Music already is turned off. So everybody understood that probably we need to go, like, they're finished. And a lot of people, they started to get inside of the cars. They started to go away. And in my opinion, we should do the same. So I called my driver, not my driver, like just a guy who took us from Rishon LeZion. It's a city where I lived before. And we went to Territory Festival with him. So I called him, like, maybe we can go. Our work is finished. And he told me, no, let's wait. There are a lot of people, there will be some traffic, I don't want to waste time. Let's do it some later. And then I agreed, like, okay, let's wait a little bit, it's logical. And it's really important detail because after 1 month we knew what happened exactly on this road. And like, I know exactly reason why traffic appeared there. In front of the Almog's car, in couple of cars after, terrorists blew up the car with RPG. So there was a lot of chances to die on this road. So we didn't do this. We started to wait, and in 20 minutes we saw, from the start of the beginning of this traffic, we saw, I don't know, maybe 30, 50 people. They ran to our side, and in front of them there was a guy who held a girl. She was already injured, and they came to us, and we understood that all of this news that we saw in Google, in Telegram, it's really close to us. It's like 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers from us. And we understood, like, we are closed in this area. We only have one way to go, Baragel, and like this. And it's not logical to run by yourself. And we prefer to wait another time. So we waited, and in already 15 minutes, somebody of us, probably everybody of us, we heard some sounds of shooting behind the road, behind this traffic. And we already understood that it's not like 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, it's already 100, 200 meters. And in one second, somebody of us, he started to run away from that place, and everybody who was with us, like 200, 300 people, we started to run away from the shooting. And it's also a really important detail that exactly in my case, I chose exactly that direction. And I ran, like, my mind just ruled me, like, Andrei, you need to run there. And I ran. So in several hundred meters, I achieved some field, I don't know, with potatoes, and it's impossible to run away, like, to cross this field. You can run only this, like, on one direction, because I don't know how to say in English. There are a lot of, like, ground and like some potato in the lines, so you can't cross it. You can, like this. So when I crossed this field, I saw Toyota Corolla, not Corolla, Hilux. It's like pickup, the famous terrorist car.
The famous tenders we all saw, הטנדרים שכולנו ראינו.
Yeah, So it
On
was,
October 7th, I will just tell you, most of us were at home, whether it's in the US or in Israel, and we all got to see those videos of those white Toyota pickup trucks.
yeah,
And on some of them, we saw hostages. On some of them, we saw terrorists invading Israel.
yeah. So there was one of these cars. So it was full of terrorists, maybe 4 or 5, and they watched on us through the windows with savage faces, like in front of maybe like 30, 50 meters. We already see them, and we understood that if we continue to go, they will kill us. Like, and we turn around, we started to run away. And this direction that I choose to run is also important because in couple of in several meters I catch the car, Toyota Corolla, and there were like 2 guys and 2 girls. It's also important because they have a place for me. If they were 5, I already am not able to get inside. So I got inside, we drove to, it's weird, but we came almost to exactly that place where we ran away from. It's weird, it's not logical, but we did it. I was not driver, so I had no choice. So we came there, and we already understood that there are a lot of shootings around us. We are surrounded, but we don't see anybody. We only hear a lot of sounds. But we also separated by the fence. Fence, it's like covered by some polyethylene, and you don't see nothing through this. And there is traffic, so the cars. So you only see like little bit area here and little bit area here, but you hear shooting here, 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 everywhere, like really everywhere. And you understand like, where is Tzahal? Like, what can we do? Only hide. And we started to hide behind the cars.
Did you try to call anyone? Did you try to call the police?
No, I didn't text any police. I texted only my friends, like to some chat with a lot of people. Like there are a lot of chances to achieve somebody. Like maybe somebody already woke up, and I didn't text in that day nobody who was not online. Like I tried to find somebody who was already online, and I text to somebody into some chat of Massacre program. We had some like 100 people group. So I texted only there. And we started to hide. And in 20 minutes, also, I decided to switch a place. I was in a t-shirt with a label Avtaha, like security. And on the back is written Avtaha. So only after I came back, I realized how dangerous it was to be in this t-shirt. But when I switched the place from the car to iron containers, like 2 meters and 3 meters, like big port containers, you know. After, when I came back, I found out that they throw grenades, bombs inside of these containers.
Wow.
Yeah, and not on purpose, I cut it. My t-shirt was barrette wire. Barrette wire, you call it? Yeah, so even the size I cut it, it's important. If I cut it, it's like 10 centimeters, I didn't take it off. But I cut it, it's like from the start to the end. And I took it off and throw. Yeah, and I came to containers. I saw people how they hide inside. I started to convince them like to get outside. There is no exit. If somebody come to you, you don't have any choice. And
You can't escape.
yeah, you can't escape. You're closed. You're locked. And nobody listened me. And I understood that, unfortunately, I don't have time to help anybody. I have like milliseconds to help myself, and I need to observe space around me. So we deal with some guy who was there also. Yeah, like you look this area, I look this, and we try to communicate. Like if you see somebody, you need to tell to another guy. So we also try to see like every second like 360 degrees, and to control space around you. And in that moment, we also had some guy with maybe some gun who tried to defend us, but also in a couple of minutes, probably his bullets were finished. Or maybe he was murdered, we don't know. And we understood that we are without any defense. I don't know how much, 20 or 40 people in one little space, surrounded by terrorists, and we understood that probably it's the last minutes of our lives. But as I told you, I didn't send any bye messages to my parents, like, I love you.
You didn't want
Bye.
to scare them?
I didn't want to worry. I know that I will come back. I don't know why, really. I don't know how it works. I was sure on 95% that I will come back. I will survive and everything will be okay. And I couldn't allow myself to write something like that to my parents.
Because then it's like
really
saying goodbye.
Yeah, it's like saying goodbye. But
And you didn't want to say goodbye,
I
you
didn't
wanted to
want
survive.
I didn't want, yeah. So I didn't do it, yeah. And I'll remember how I texted to my Massa chat, like, guys, if I survive, I will not go to the south anymore. I promise you guys. Here is something really terrible. And I also texted, and they sent these screenshots that I wrote them, like, guys, I will survive. Don't care. Everything will be okay.
Oh, you wrote
Yeah.
while you're escaping.
Yeah.
You wrote to your friends.
Yeah, I have screenshots.
I'm gonna survive.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have it. And when I came back, they immediately sent a lot of screenshots like, Andrew promised, Andrew did. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. And so, yeah, let's continue about...
So do you
October
remember
7th.
the moments when you see the terrorists that come to kidnap you?
Yeah, I saw him in like in 50 minutes, in 15 meters, like this wall, and he was with Kalashnikov. And he shoot it on us. Like I see his crazy face and like this, and exactly in that moment I decided to run away from that place, and I saw how people they started to cover their head. They started to, I don't know how to say it, like, to press themselves, I don't know, something like that. And I already ran, I already didn't see what's going on from the back.
So some people stayed and tried to protect themselves, and
It's not protection. I understand like which condition of their mind they had in that moment. You already understand that couple of seconds, several seconds, maximum 1 minute, and like it's
done. You're
finished.
gone.
It's finished, yeah. And I ran away, and I turned around through my shoulder, and I saw only one guy who started to follow me, like in 1 second. And I see in front of myself cliff, and I jump. So I felt, and in a couple of seconds I realized that that guy who started to follow me, he didn't fall. And I know that there is terrorist who was like exactly in the same line with me, and he probably shoot it on us because I heard a lot of sounds of bullets. When you hear bullets above your head, like 1 meter, 2 meters, like first bullets you don't understand like what it is, like some really fast bumblebees, like it's really annoying sound. So I heard the sound when I ran away, and when I realized that that guy didn't fall, probably he catch the bullet. He was murdered. Maybe maybe I could die if he didn't start to run. It's also and I fell from the cliff. I rested for 1 minute, and I understood that it's same situation with containers. When you don't go anywhere, you are locked, and you need to go exactly in that side where you don't hear any shooting, you don't see nobody, you just run, and you try to find some place where it will be safety, more safety. And I started to run. In 70 meters, in 100 meters, I saw one bold, really confident guy. He looks like a confident. And he started to call me like, Bolipo, Bolipo, come
In
here.
Hebrew?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Something like, yeah, Bolipo probably.
Okay.
Bolipo, it's come here, come here.
And he's a terrorist, he's a Hamas terrorist?
No, it's Shlomi.
Oh! Okay.
Yeah. He called me, like, come here, and I ran to him.
And Shlomi, I don't know if everyone knows, you were kidnapped together eventually.
Yeah. So I will tell you a story how it was.
Okay.
So he called me, I ran to him, I came to him and felt on my knees. I had like a hard breath, and I told him like, tada rabba. I'm sweat, I'm dirty, I have long hair, I already cutted my t-shirt, I look like a homeless, like, I don't have any energy to continue. We already like 1 hour and a half we ran away from terrorists, and like, it's like survivor mode. The mind, when you have situation like this, it works like completely different. You see only one goal to survive. You don't care about anything. You just need to survive. So I told him, thank you that you called me, and I upped my head, up. Thank you. English lesson.
Raise my head, yeah.
Yeah, raise my head, English lesson. And I saw a guy in green uniform without any signs of Israel, with a beard, without mustache, with Kalashnikov. He doesn't speak Hebrew, he doesn't speak English. About Russian, of course, he doesn't speak Russian, and only Arabic. And in my mind, like some thoughts appeared, like, maybe he is some special unit of Israeli army, and he tried to rescue us.
He's only 6 months in Israel, so it makes sense that he would think.
It's also interesting and important detail. If I saw him previously, 1 minute before, if I didn't understand who he is, I could run away and he could shout at me, like, he doesn't need a problem, he needs like hostage. So yeah, I understood that he is special unit, and I was like, more chances to survive. Wow, is a kef. Really, I was surprised, and I was like, wow, I am lucky. I have personal soldier from Sahel.
You didn't know that it was the special unit called Nukhba?
Yeah, I didn't know it. So he has a car, Toyota Hilux. Yeah, everybody from Sahel army has Toyota Hilux. And he invited us to drive, like by signs, like, can you drive? And I don't have driver license. I'm 28 and I don't have it. And Shlomi, like, yes, I can. So he got inside of the car, I mean Shlomi. I was next to him, and the terrorist, he was on the back. And we started to drive. I was like, wow, we're going home. And we still listen a lot of shooting. We saw a lot of fire on the horizon. And I asked him, like, בעברית, I asked him, do you have a gun? I will help you to shoot. Shlomi, he looked on me and like, are you idiot? And I'm like, what? I will help him to rescue us. No, it was really like this. But then it was not funny. It was not funny at all. So I'm like, with crazy eyes, we are going on this car. So he kidnaps us right now. Shlomi is the driver, and I'm next to him. And a lot of videos that that you could see how another people were kidnapped. We had a little bit different situation. And we continue to drive.
Shlomi is the driver?
Shlomi is the driver, yeah.
And the terrorist is
on the back.
In the back.
Yeah, with some radio, and he like, roch, shmal, yamin.
So you're sitting in front of the car, he's behind you guys with a gun, and he's telling you what you have to do, because he's with a gun and you have no other choice. Wow, okay.
Yeah. So we continue to drive, and on the horizon we see a lot of fires. And in my mind appears some really smart thought that probably there is sun, it's like 9 at morning, 9 a.m. So there is sun, probably sea is somewhere there, Tel Aviv from the back, Gaza is there, and you see a lot of fire, and you understand probably it's some signs how to get back for terrorists. And we are not going to Tel Aviv, we are not going to normal life, we are going to Gaza. And it was hard to realize where we're going.
And then at this moment, you're doing your way to Gaza, you realize that you're heading to a whole new chapter in life. You have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then what? Where are they taking you there?
He brought us to some house inside of Gaza. A little bit before, we saw a lot of people after this big wall, after the border, like, I don't know, 200, 300 of people from Gaza. They started to get outside. It's just a start. It's like 9. And he brought us to some place. They switched the place with Shlomi, so he became a driver, and Shlomi was on the back. So he brought us to some place, and he gave us to another terrorists, and they took us. They tied up us. They observed our pockets, our shoes. So we are already without shoes, and I tried to explain them like I'm Russian. I'm Russian, I don't speak Hebrew, I speak only English and Russian, I don't know Hebrew, Russia. I tried to explain them like, it's shock, it's a condition of like total shock, it's a normal, extreme situation when you try to do something that can help you. And you're Russian. Yeah, by joke. Yeah, he gave me a
smacked you.
Smacked me, yeah, he kidded me, like, shut up. And I understood that probably there is exactly that time that I need to shut up. And they took us to another place, and they already, again, tied up us like this. They put some fabric.
They handcuffed you.
What?
They put handcuffs on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the back?
Yeah, like this.
Okay. And they put high folds?
Yeah.
On your
Yeah.
So you couldn't see anything?
Yeah.
And you couldn't move with your body?
We lie on the floor, and somebody of them, they started to draw some signs with a gun, like on my back, like like a target. I don't know, maybe some Arab letters, I don't know. And I started to...
Did he write something on your back?
Write, draw, I don't know.
So what do you mean with the gun? Like
with his gun.
He took the gun and started...
Yeah, and he started to draw something on my back.
Wow.
Yeah. It's already there are some kind of like type of psychica.
Psychotic things that they're doing.
My psychica, like, I don't know how it works, but it's enough hard, strong, and in same way, like, flexible. already in my mind it's like a nightmare. I don't
You don't need anything else to feel like a nightmare.
already. Yeah, it's already
Yeah.
like a nightmare.
I just want to tell you that Andrei and I spoke in length yesterday, and he remembers every single detail, every single date, every single location, and also, and this is very important, every single hostage he met in captivity. And he met some of the hostages that you all heard their stories. And in a second, I guess we'll also talk about one hostage in particular that you met there. But yeah, okay, so you're there, sitting there, they're starting to draw something on your back. Where are they taking you?
Hmm?
Where are they taking you?
Where? So we visited like 7 places, and every place is different. Somewhere you have like nice guys, and they try to treat you good. Some of them they are not good, not bad, something between, and they don't care. They even don't communicate with you. And some of them they are terrible, disgusting person with whom you understand that they can kill you right now, but they have different tasks. They need to like keep you alive for change, like only for change. Yeah, and you have different conditions. You in some place you have like restroom, and you can go there freely. In some places you no, yeah, right. And in some places you have basket in the corner. So yeah, in some places you have like family that are separated, and they live in one half apartment. We live in another part of apartment.
In a room inside the apartment.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were handcuffed for how long were you like this?
We had chains for 2 first months.
2 months? You're
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, and also legs.
Legs and hands are handcuffed.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And in those months, where were you? In an apartment?
Yeah, we didn't visit tunnels. We were also always in some apartments above the ground. So yeah, like 20 centimeters chains between hands, and 40 or 50 between legs.
And did they give you anything to eat?
Yes, of course. There were like some times when we had enough food, and
Enough is not a lot. But
enough, it's not a lot. It's breakfast and dinner, but we try to eat like as much as possible. And the last place was exactly like this, when you have enough. But in November and December there was like absolutely empty building. They left us every night, so we were alone in absolutely empty building. And they brought us only food. Sometimes we didn't have dinner, so in November and part of December, like something like 40 days, we lose like 7 or 9 kilos. We don't know, like we don't have a weight, we can't check it. But like you see that you don't have any muscle, like nothing, and
Yeah.
some fat only, and there.
And what do they, when they give you little food, what do they give you in those days that they don't really give you a lot of food in those November, December?
Every day it's pita. Pita, it's some bread, like circle of bread. And inside you can put like little bit of full, it's some beans. And maybe instead of beans you have labane, it's like some liquid white cheese. And a couple of slices of tomato, maybe 1-2 cookies, and chai. So it's your breakfast. Like 1 pita, something inside, couple of cookies, and chai.
And this is all you have?
It's regular breakfast. In some places we had dinner, and it was...
There's a protest within the audience because they're telling us that we only have 5 minutes. Can we get a little more?
7.
Okay.
We'll do 10 to 12 minutes. We love Shira, but Andrei is just, you know, we have to hear him talk.
So yeah, let's little bit rush.
Yeah. No, but so you're saying, okay, so when you got little food to eat, so you eat in a day, all you eat in one day is a pita with,
No, it's regular breakfast. We also had a dinner. So only in November and December we didn't have enough of food.
Okay.
And we lost a lot of kilo.
Okay.
But the most of the time we had enough. Like,
How-
in my
how-
case, we also got luck in this.
How scary is it?
Every day is scary. Every day. You think that you can die every day. You think about it. Not every minute, but you understand that probably the next bomb can be yours. And
Someone is asking in the audience if you can hear the bombing outside.
every day, and I had a personal record, 486 for one night. Yeah, and
You told me yesterday.
yeah.
Do you want to repeat it about the counting that you?
Yeah, I counted it like instead of ships, when you try to sleep, when you try to fall asleep, you count ships, and we counted bombs. So.
When did you get together with the other two hostages?
With Almog and Shlomi, we are from the first day.
If we'll have time, we'll give you time to questions at the end. We'll ask the organizers. לא, בסדר, אבל הוא מספר את הסיפור שלו, אנחנו נאפשר לו, אנחנו נכבד אותו. So, and then you're there. When, I will repeat her question because not everyone heard.
Yeah.
When did you meet the others that eventually were with you at the apartment?
With Shlomi and Almog from first day until the last day.
You survived all along, alone in the buildings at night, with barely you had food, you survived together. And then, at what point do they take you to that apartment that you were rescued from?
We spent there like the last 6 months, so since middle of December. Yeah, and it's also like good detail for us. One guy, he took us from the previous place, and he brought us to the last place where we were rescued from. So the previous place were bombed in a couple of weeks. And another guy told us like it's flat, it's only stones, like concrete, and like nothing, it's ruined. And he took us to another place where we were rescued from. So it's exactly that guy who I like. Only one guy in my life I really hate, exactly this guy. But even with this guy we got luck. So. A lot of details, really a lot.
And at this apartment, you still hear the bombing of the IDF?
Every day, almost every day. The most of the bombs were like in October, November, December, January, after a little bit less. Yeah.
I have to ask about those nights alone on the building, because I think most of the hostages, we didn't hear that from them. Did you have any idea, maybe we should escape, maybe we should stay? Like, did you think about all the time about what should we do next? Or did you know that it would be better just to try to keep yourself safe in that position?
You asked me about advice? I don't know. I'm afraid to say any advice.
Did you get to see TV there? Did you hear the news?
Yes, and since February, since January, something like that, we saw some news of Ganot rallies in Tel Aviv. Yeah, and also some films. Sometimes they gave us to watch films.
How did you feel when you saw all the rallies, the Afghanot?
First time, it's a really big hope. When Almog saw his pictures, his posters, it was like, wow! They tried to do something, wow. And first times it's like this. Everybody tries to like, where is my picture?
Where am I?
Where is my picture? But after you understand that nothing changed, and it's difficult to, like, you already don't need to see any rallies, like, I know that they try to do something, but it's hard for me to see all of this again. And they invite you like, look, Israel, Tel Aviv, They're like, yeah, thank you, I don't
What channel did they watch?
Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera. So you're seeing the protest from Al Jazeera when
Yeah.
you're there.
Yeah,
And at this very last apartment, you're in one room
yeah.
with who?
With Shlomi and Almog, like same room.
And Noah is in a different place.
Yeah, we are separated. We don't know about each other.
And
Like I saw her video in January or February, but we don't know like personally.
do you remember the moments when the IDF entered the room?
Yep. Like October 7, we didn't have any choice. All this time during 8 months and 1 day, we didn't have any choice. And 8th of June, we didn't have any choice again. And you already understand that probably there is some fight outside. Maybe it's Jihad Islam, maybe it's Fatah, maybe it's some civilians, they want to kidnap us again. I don't know, like there are a lot of options. And like the last option that there is IDF soldiers who came to rescue us. And they told us, I mean terrorists, that if they come, like we will kill you, don't worry, you will not get out of here like alive. They will get only your bodies. So there are a lot of chances to die because of any bullet. So yeah, it was total shock. In 20 seconds when terrorists were already killed by IDF, and they, like some special guy who spoke Russian, like especially for me, like Andrei, you go with me, like 2 meters behind, like maximum. Ayom Be'eref Abaita. You're like, huh? Abaita? Okay, I'm ready. No, of course, without any smile. Of course, like, yes, okay.
This time it was a soldier from a special unit of the IDF and not the Nukhba.
Yeah, this was a real IDF soldier. So there were really a lot of soldiers, and I'm not able to talk about this operation, but it was one of the best days of my life. And I can tell you that we... Thank you. I smoke in tank. And when you see...
They gave you a cigarette?
Soldiers, like, do you need, like, they really suggested us to drink some cola. You need sugar in your blood, so you have to drink cola, like cigarettes, like water, juice, like what do you want? And we're like, no, thank you. Like. And when you see Gaza from the back of helicopter, it's like, it's...
Bye-bye.
Yeah, something like, wow. And then I started to cry, I started to laugh. It's the same moment when, like, you see, like, really happy soldiers, and you understand that it was their task to rescue us, and they did it. So,
And
you understand that they are really happy to do this, and they are heroes, more than us.
And you're a hero as well, like we said at the beginning. And
No, there is a big difference. We didn't have any choice. They have choice, and they fight with choice. So.
Yesterday at stage, you also talked about Arnon's Mora, who was killed in this operation,
Yeah.
and you thanked him for his braveness.
Yeah. I didn't see him, but like exactly in this house, but we saw him already injured a little bit after, and I didn't understand who he is and how it happened, but after, he is my personal hero.
And you also met Alex Lubanov
Yeah.
in captivity. Alex Lubanov is one of the 6 hostages that were murdered in the tunnels that were executed a few weeks ago with Hersh Goldberg Paulin and with Kermal Gat. And Andrei is, at this point, the person that met him last that can tell us about him. And you also met his wife when you came back. Can you tell us a little bit about, you met him there?
We were together in first 1 month and a half until the last day of the deal between Israel and Hamas. And they took him and they told us that he will go home. And we were happy, of course. We were also jealous, we also want to go home. But destiny decided a little bit different.
They lied to you. They said that he's going home, but he didn't go home.
We don't know, like exactly these guys, maybe they were also sure that he will go home. It's not like bosses of Hamas, they're like just do what they told them to do. We don't know. And when I saw him, like I was sure that I'm only one Russian speaker in captivity. And he is like appeared in front of me in a couple of days, in some like October 10th, and I see her like Russian face, like, wow, do you speak Russian? Yeah, does, я говорю по-русски, wow. You're like, wow. And we tried to communicate, like he's a little bit older than me, and I understood that he's like more Israeli than me. He's like 30 something, and he came in Israel when he was 9 or 7, I'm not sure. And he speaks Hebrew like a native speaker, and they started to ask him like, איך אומרים זה, איך אומרים זה, איך אומרים זה בזמן עבר, בזמן עתיד. And he tried to keep us together. He tried to make a peace inside of our company, 4 of us. Yeah.
It was hard to meet his wife.
Yeah, it was. I saw her first time on his funeral.
They're rushing us to end. Maybe we have time for 2 questions from the audience. I think they really want to hear Andrei more. Okay.
Another session in 10 minutes, and we need to get ready for that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So we'll have time for 2 questions.
I,
So anytime since you were released or during the time did you never knew anything was going on outside? They never told you
we knew. They told us.
Wait,
about-
I want to repeat. What's your name? Yeah, no. What is your name?
Judy out there.
Okay, Judy is asking if while he was in captivity, did he know what was going on outside? Did he understand what was going on outside?
I didn't think that this event is so global, but they told us a lot of information about it, so we could imagine. But there is like, it's something for all the world. We were sure like it's just story of Israel, but like that all world is included. And this is, we couldn't imagine. So we knew like news about the 1,200 murdered people in 7th of October. We knew about the deal in November. We knew about that Blinken came to Israel. We knew about Egypt, about Qatar. And maybe we didn't know something that was really important, but in my opinion, it like 90% we knew. They didn't tell us about the first rescue operation in February in purpose. So this we didn't know.
Hi, my name is Talia. I'm the IAC consul from San Diego.
Hi.
My question for you, what do you feel about the all love you get from the Jewish Israeli people? And what is your plan for the future? Are you going to stay in Israel?
So Talia is asking, Talia is from the IAC, from San Diego. She's asking, what do you think about all the love that you get from the Jewish people? And what are your plans for the future? Are you planning on staying in Israel? And I'm going to add a small question. Tell us about the book that you're writing and about the paintings. Just add that. We need to talk about
Okay.
your future as well.
Yeah, of course. About love from people that I get, I didn't expect that hostages will be some kind of celebrity and some famous guys. It's a little bit weird for us, I will be honest. We are hostages, we are not celebrities. We can be famous, but like for me it's weird. But I appreciate all this attention that I get, really. All this time in captivity, you don't get any love. Now I have love of all Israel, and it's something special for me. Thank you.
And you're also single. So are you if you know someone is looking for a good shidduch, you already know him so well after this hour. What are you looking for? If you're looking for something.
I have plans, yeah. I started to write a book. It's not only about captivity, it's about life. And I have little bit time out from this book, but some pages already ready. I don't know when, but it will be released. I don't know when. So I also a little bit painter, and I'm planning to do some exhibit, and probably in Israel, in America. And also I have thoughts about maybe some episode of series, maybe film, something like that. Yeah. So I have some plans.
Good. So no, there's not one answer about the shidduch. I'm just saying.
I want to tell the last. We don't have time, yeah? 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay. We can be here until the evening. I'm just saying. All of us.
Okay, so I would like to tell one coincidence. I have much more that I will tell in my book. That I predicted myself that I will be in Gaza. Let's imagine some game with the phone. Everybody of the players, you already know this story. Everybody tap on this phone, and everybody of us, well, let's imagine that we play this game. I will explain you. Everybody tap on the phone, and everybody knows only one word. And only one guy, only one girl doesn't know this word. And he's a spy. His task is to figure out which word everybody knows, and everybody's task is to figure out who is the spy and who doesn't know this word. For example, bottle of champagne. If, for example, I ask you, you don't know this word at all, you don't have any idea, and I ask you, how much time do you buy it? My task is to figure out, do you know this word or not? So you need to show me that you know this word, bottle of champagne. And for example, your answer is like, I buy it 1 time a day. And I have options, like, or maybe you're a liar, or maybe you're alcoholic, or maybe you're sommelier. So you try to make a conclusions, yeah, about like, sounds like a true, sounds like a lie. And you're like, okay, maybe he is a spy, maybe he is not, okay? And I was a spy, it was in August. And we had 5 players in this game with my roommates.
With your friends?
Yeah, we rented apartments together. And we played this game. My roommate, he knew this word, I didn't. And he asked me, have you ever been in this place? And I don't have, which word, what? I don't have any idea, really. And I started to show him that I know this word. Yes, I was in this place. And he's like, you sure? Bemet, really? And yes, I was in this place, and I will tell you a story how it was. And everybody already understood that I'm a spy, and they showed me a screen. It's written, terroristic base. So, as I told him, I promised him to tell this story. So now I'm happy to tell this story.
Thank you so much. Let's all...
Thank you.
We have a hero with us, and it's such an honor to hear you talk, Andrei. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. תודה רבה. תודה לכולם, הייתם קהל מדהים. וסליחה שלא היה לנו יותר זמן.